Hi, I'm Peter Hawley, President and CEO of Fabled Copper Corp. And today I'd like to tell you about the surface geophysics on the Bronson property, Book 6 Copper Occurrence, where we outlined a 350-meter electromagnetic conductor, which corresponds to the mineralized Book 6 vein. The project is comprised of the Neil property, the Toro property, and the Bronson property located in northern British Columbia. To date, we have reported on 14 copper occurrences, related drone UAV missions, and ground geophysics on the Neil property, which completed the 2021 work on the Neil. And now we report on the 2021 work on the Bronson property to the south of the Neil. The Bronson property is comprised of 4 mineral tenors covering approximately 2,524 hectares. And the 2021 work was designed to carry out a field campaign consisting of reconnaissance prospecting across the Bronson claims, complete a focus program at the Book 6 vein consisting of detailed sampling, which we've reported on, very low frequency electromagnetic and ground magnetometer geophysical surveys, of which we will be talking about today, and a UAV photogrammetry survey, which we've reported on. And finally, conduct alteration mineral mapping and targeting using visible, near infrared, shortwave infrared, and thermal infrared advanced spaceborne thermal emissions and reflections radiometry, or ASTER, multispectral satellite data. A total of 56 person days were spent on the property with 199 rock samples taken on 7 areas prospected, which are the Book 6, Book 9, Book 10, 428 Central, 428 South, PJ 105, and PJ 100. As you can see from this photo I took from the helicopter, the Book 6 veining is exposed, striking southwards along a relatively flat-lying valley at elevations of 1,988 to 1,912 meters, where a very low frequency electromagnetic, or VLF-EM, and a ground magnetic geophysical surveys were conducted concurrently over the Book 6 vein target, and this is located in the southern portion of the Bronson claim block. The VLF-EM survey was conducted to delineate and trace faults associated with the mineralization at the mineral occurrence. The ground magnetic survey was used for delineating the extent of diabase units in the survey area. On August the 14th and August 23rd, 2021, a grid was established by chain and compass method in conjunction with Global Positioning Systems, or GPS, using UTM NAD 83 Zone 10 coordinates to localize the starting and finishing points of the chained flag picket lines. As east to west trending lines of approximately 50-meter separations were picketed at 25-meter station intervals. The grid covers a section of the Book 6 prospect, a north-south trending mineralized veining system. And as you can see from the simplified geology that has been superimposed over the grid system for reference. Between July 11th and August 23rd, prospecting and sampling, as we released, as well as detailed total field magnetics and VLF-EM surveys were performed over the grid area. A total of 263 magnetic readings at 6.25 meter intervals and 139 VLF readings at 12.5 meter intervals were taken along the 1,662.5 meters of flagged cross lines. Being good to the environment, all flag pickets were collected and transported back to the company's base at Toad River for reuse as projects warranted. A Garmin 62 instrument having a plus or minus 3 meter accuracy was used in collecting various data points. Now let's talk about the field results from the Total Field Mag survey. On August 18th and August 23rd, 2021, approximately 263 total field magnetic readings at 6.25 meter intervals along the 1,662.5 meters of cross lines were taken on the Book 6 occurrence. The base station was located on the grid, and a GSM-8 proton precision magnetometer was used in measuring the total field intensity of the Earth's magnetic field in gammas. The GSM-8 instrument has a sensitivity and a repeatability of 1 gamma or better. The total field readings were collected for diurnal variation and the magnetic background of 56,000 gammas was used in processing data in the surveyed area of the Book 6 vein occurrence. Magnetic readings vary between 121 to 1,534 gammas above the background value, and the general overall magnetic pattern trends north-south. As you can see, 3 magnetic high anomalies were located in the survey area, including a weak magnetic bullseye high located on line 1, 50 south, and is coincident with an outcrop of mafic dike. Number 2, a strong magnetic high which remains open to the south of the surveyed area, and it also coincides with an outcrop of mafic intrusive rocks. The mafic intrusive rock truncates the vein in this location. And thirdly, a linear north to south trending magnetic high extends from the top to the bottom and southwards off the survey area. It overlies outcrops of mafic intrusive rocks and represents a mafic dike with abundant disseminated magnetite. The remainder of the survey area had very low magnetic relief and is underlain predominantly by sediment rocks and minor mafic intrusive rocks, having similar magnetic susceptibility. The mineralized vein system does not show magnetic relief relative to the sedimentary country rock. So, let's talk about the very low frequency VLF electromagnetic geophysical survey. On the same time, over the same distance, VLF readings were taken across the Book 6 occurrence. A Geonyx EM16 unit was used to obtain readings at 12.5 meter intervals along the lines. Now, the EM16 has a sensitivity and a repeatability of 1%. The VLF electromagnetic survey employs powerful radio transmitters set up in different parts of the world for military communications. Relative to the frequencies generally used in geophysical exploration, the frequencies of a VLF survey are considered high. These powerful radio waves induce electric currents in conductive bodies thousands of miles away, and the induced currents then produce secondary magnetic fields which are detected at the surface through the deviation of the normal VLF field. This second field from the conductor is added to the primary field vector, so that the resultant field is tilted up on one side of the conductor and down on the other. The VLF receiver measures the field tilt angle with the in-phase and the quadrature components of the vertical magnetic field as a percent of the horizontal primary field. In other words, the tangent of the tilt angle and the ellipticity. The Book 6 survey was completed using the transmission station at Seattle, Washington, that's NLK, at a frequency of 24.8 kilohertz, and the conductor axis is located at the inflection point marked at the crossover from positive tilt, vertical in phase, to negative tilt. The main advantage of the VLF method is that it responds well to poor conductors and has proven to be a reliable tool in mapping fault, shear zones, conductive mineralization, and rock content. A major disadvantage of the technique is the generation of false anomalies related to features such as swamps, creeks, topographic highs that can strongly interact with the high frequency of the transmitter. Therefore, some amount of care must be taken in interpreting the results in areas containing these features. The data collected by the VLF-EM survey is plotted on VLF-1 electromagnetic in-phase and quad map, and the Fraser filter VLF data was plotted on the VLF electromagnetic Fraser filter map, and positive values were contoured at 10% intervals. The conductor axes were determined and labeled A, B, C, etc., and no priority was attached to the labeling system. And as you can see, the data collected by the VLF-EM survey using the transmission station at Seattle, Washington, delineated 2 conductive zones on the VLF-EM in-phase and quad map, conductors A and conductor B, whereas the Fraser filter VLF data, as seen on the VLF-EM Fraser filter map, defines only one axis for conductor A. Conductor A is an 8-line, 350-meter discontinuous conductor which extends from line 0 plus 50 south to line 400 and appears to be related to bedrock source, specifically mineralized quartz carbonate veining. The axis, conductor A, correlates to the main mineralized system at the Book 6 target. But on the VLF electromagnetic Fraser filter map, conductor A is defined as a continuous conductive zone, coincident with the Book 6 mineralized system. The Conductor B is a one-line conductor attributed to topographic noise and was filtered out by the Fraser filter application to the VLF data. Going forwards, not only has the surface sampling program confirmed the copper mineralization were exposed in the Book 6 vein, the VLF EM Fraser filter conductor A correlates exactly and also continues where the vein is not exposed. This once again demonstrates that a combination of the VLF EM and magnetics geophysical surveys respond well to the geological mineralization environment. A final release on the structural interpretation results of the Bronson property Book 6 Copper Occurrence will be forthcoming in the following week. Follow us while we explore for fabled green copper in northern British Columbia.